Ameriprise Financial brings us the 2 from Wallingford, Connecticut, Jeff Jolly.
A rookie driver will be aboard car number 11 from East Hartford, Tyler Trott.
Greg Demone out of Ludlow, Mass., the Demone Incorporated car.
Paul Bourdon Jr. in the 26, and Ryan Fearn in car number 3 as we are up to full speed.
Oh, trouble already. Marchese gets down on the bottom of the racetrack, goes spinning like a top, gathers it back, but we still remain under green. Brandon Michael is still the leader of the field as they come rumbling off turn number 4.
He was able to get by Allison Coelho to establish himself in front. Here comes Comeau riding to the outside of Coelho, changes lanes, tries to make it happen down low, but Allison, the volleyball player from Massachusetts, is able to hold him off.
Down the back straightaway, they are doubled up, and it appears that Latoile is trying to make his presence known among the top cars here. Here comes Walker. Alexandra Fearn is involved at the bottom of the top 5. Outside lane opens up, and the 29 of Trace Beyer is a car on the move. The red number 29 is already up to the 4th spot. Here comes Frank Latoile Jr. challenging on the inside with car number 33.
And he has some Tabasco on that inside. So as they surge off of turn number 3, they are dead even. Latoile on the white 33, Beyer wandering far to the outside. He almost wound up in hot dog territory, and Latoile is able to pick up the spot.
He sure was. Latoile looks good as he works his magic on the inside. Here comes Beyer back to the outside. 3 cars contending for the 3rd spot. Little further back, Jeff Jolly and Alexandra Fearn and her brother in hot pursuit with Walker. Back up front, Brandon Michael, still the leader of the pack.
3rd, 4th, and 5th could fit in a hot dog bun. Here is Latoile, and he is able to missile his way underneath Allison Coelho to invade the top 3, trying to make a similar move as Trace Beyer, but Allison, very tough to get by. Her dad, Gus, is in the next group of cars, and all by himself, almost on his own island, is Brandon Michael.
Brandon Michael has had a tough 2-14 season so far, but tonight he's looking racy like Superman at the front of the field. Comeau is trying to close up the gap. Latoile, the same can be said. And then from 4th on back, we've got a real heavy battle going on with Alexandra Fearn all over the back bumper of Beyer. Here comes Jeff Jolly again. Walker is in that pack of cars as they come off the turn, almost tagging the wall, is the number 11 car of Tyler Trott.
But it was Jolly going up high, giving some room on the inside for Johnny Walker. So the Black Label Kid is trying to jitterbug his way underneath the 2 of Jolly. Great battle. Alexandra Fearn getting by Coelho, and Alexandra Fearn is charging her way toward the front of the field.
A magic moment as Alexandra Fearn creates that magic moment, going around Coelho with the car there, and then all of a sudden, a little further back now, it is Johnny Walker who's starting to pick up the pace just a bit. Back up front, 7 of the 15 are into the record books. When they cross the stripe, 8 laps are now down, and Brandon Michael has been dominant for the first half of the event.
But David Comeau has one of those cars that gets better the longer the race goes on, so this is not a done deal as Comeau is trying to hold off that lime-colored number 8 machine, and Frank Latoile having a very solid run in 3rd. Making something happen down low is Jeff Jolly, but he is turned away by Allison Coelho.
The clock is ticking and time is running out, and it's good racing wherever you look in this one. Up front, Comeau is closing in on Brandon Michael. 10 laps up on the board this time when they come to the stripe. Further back, look at the 29 car stepping out of line. Trace Beyer started in the 8th spot, now going to the outside of the 53 of Allison, as she's doing a great job here tonight, Matt, as they head off turn number 4.
Brandon Michael led by about a length of a redwood tree. Now it's a toothpick as Comeau is coming on very quickly.
Comeau appears to be the faster of the 2. Brandon Michael still impressively trying to hold on. They work their way back to the line. Brandon Michael guards his lead. Comeau is glued to his back bumper. 4 circuits to go. 2 miles left in this event. Brandon Michael, long overdue for victory. Comeau has been there this year already. He wants to make it another win.
as here comes Comeau to the outside, all over the back bumper of Michael, like a buzz cut on a Marine, as they charge their way off of turn number 4. Comeau looking for room on the outside. He is going to do this a very difficult way on the outside of Brandon Michael. Let's see if he has enough firepower to make it happen.
Paul Bourdon, the lapped automobile, car number 26. They head down the back straightaway. Comeau winds it up tight. Brandon Michael tries to hold on. Deep into turn number 3. Brandon Michael drifts up the racetrack just a bit. Off turn number 4. They're almost dead even when they cross the line.
Advantage, Comeau on the outside, fighting back on the bottom. Brandon Michael, they boogie their way, they come together, going around David Comeau. Comeau is in the grass.
And it is Latoile who moves to the outside of Brandon Michael. Deep into turn number 3. It is Brandon Michael back to contend. Latoile, we told you he was going to be racy, and he is. Crossover move, Brandon Michael. White flag is out, 1 lap to go.
Latoile still has time. Michael leading. Here comes Latoile making a statement as they exit turn 2. Going to the outside, Latoile. It is make or break time for Frank Latoile as they go into turn 3.
Bottom of turn number 3. Brandon Michael on the inside. Latoile on the outside. They work their way back to the line. They come on to the start-finish line, and it's Brandon Michael to take down an impressive victory, finishing in a runner-up spot. What a great run for Latoile to finish in second, and rounding out the top 3, Alexandra Fearn. She's got a great run here tonight as well, and a great run for the 29 of Trace Beyer. Behind that, looks like the 2 of Jeff Jolly, the 01 of Walker, the 3 of Fearn, and the Coelhos.
And Gus and Allison finishing almost together. Wow, is this the night of close finishes? As that was a car length that Brian Michael was able to get the best of Frank Latoile. The hard luck award has to go to David Comeau, who was in a position to win this game, but he wound up on the grass with 1 lap to go, so he fell by the wayside. Latoile came out of the shadows to give Michael a lot to think about, but for the first time this year, Brandon Michael was able to get the victory in car number 74. It was a nail-biter tonight in the Dare Stocks, so we've had 2 photo finishes, one by Joey Farino in the SK Lights, and this one, an electrifying effort by Brandon Michael.
And coming up next, the SK Modifieds, the fastest division of the night, and Extra Mart convenience stores will bring us the Extra D event. 60 laps for the late model division. Napa Victory Lane, lucky numbers coming up soon as well, and a whole lot more. But now, in just a moment, we're going to be turning things over to Napa Victory Lane. Brandon Michael and Frank Latoile, what a great job, and kind of under the radar, but her finish shows she is really a strong competitor, and that is Alexandra Fearn. And now we send it down to meet Brandon Michael, ecstatic, and Connor Sullivan.
Boy, to say that Brandon Michael is ecstatic is quite an understatement, jumping up on the roof. What a last 3 laps out there. You held off multiple challenges for the lead. Take us through what happened over those last 3.
I got to apologize to the 8. We didn't give each other enough room. I didn't mean to take him out. We run each other really clean. Him and the 33. I've ran with them all year, and they ran us clean, and I've ran them clean. This car was, spectacular tonight. We put a new tranny in Wednesday and came out, made 3 laps in the first practice. Luckily, my crew chief lives about 20 minutes away. Went home, got the old tranny, we put it back in, and we're in victory lane.
You must have a lot of people to thank for getting you down here to Napa Victory Lane.
First, I got to thank my crew. If it wasn't for them tonight, we wouldn't be here, that's for sure. I got to thank all my fans, my sponsors, everyone that helps out on this car. We've been struggling all year, and we finally got it. I got to thank Tradesman New England, Betrock Farm, Rollins Automotive, Brardy Trans. Trying to think what else. Gary's from Connecticut Lawn Care, Rad Auto Machine for the awesome horsepower. I got to thank Stafford, Napa, everyone else that helps out.
All right, that's the story from a barn burner of a finish here in Victory Lane as we'll move it down the podium to our points leader, Frank Latoile. You made quite a move towards the front first with the trouble out on the front initially, and then making a great attempt on the outside.
Yeah, I can't thank my team enough. This car has been great all night. And I don't know, once again, I lost the words. I'm not good at this interview thing. But yeah, congrats to Brandon. He gave me the tie lane. I tried to get it. He was faster tonight, I think. I don't know. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Coleman, Duane, Jet Electric. Mr. Leone over here for getting me a new sponsor. Also, Tommy's Tattoo Supplies. He hopped on board this week. There's so many guys. I'll have to thank you next week.
All right, that's a story for our second place finisher in the Dare Stocks, Frank Latoile Jr. As we'll move it on to our third place finisher as the success continues in the Dare Stocks for Alexandra Fearn. Talk about your run up towards the front.
Well, I honestly didn't know I finished third. I had to come around here and look at the board, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. Anyways, I'd like to thank my sponsors, and especially my dad, because my transmission broke when I was unloading my car on Saturday morning. So he worked really hard last night with my car owner, Amadeo, and the rest of my crew, getting that together. Anyways, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Safeco Foam, A-Crane Construction, 5 Star Construction, Independent Racing Wheel, Rad Auto Machine, Napa Auto Parts, and I think that's about it.
All right, that's the story for our Dare Stock podium as we'll send it back to the tower.
Connor has a report from out of the infield. Connor Sullivan.
Well, of course, one of the big stories last week had to be the loss of the car number 71 for Norm Sears. He describes the car as being a total loss earlier. Kelsey Rotino, though, deciding to step out of car number 36 to give Sears a ride, keep him up at the points, and hopefully get the car dialed in better as we're ready to go green.
And let's see, trying to get to jump Paul Arute in the front row as he helter-skelters his way into the lead, but Norm Sears is right there with him. Norm Sears driving an unfamiliar race car, but he's trying to get it to the front. What a bold move by Glen Bartkowski.
Bartkowski finds some magic on the inside, makes a little contact with Paul Arute. Paul Arute still running up front. Here comes Sears. 3 wide action as they come off turn number 4. Back to the stripe they come, and Sears will lead lap number 1. Deep into turn number 2. It is still Sears at the point. Paul Arute still running in second. Side-by-side racing, Matt, for third.
And it is Bartkowski, and now making a move. It's Cliff Saunders, car number 4. He gets by Bartkowski. He gets by Paul Arute as he tries to waltz his way off the corner, and he has gone from 4th into 2nd place.
Meanwhile, keep your eyes on Duane Provost, car number 88, coming to the front of the field. Provost makes his presence known. He's up to the 4th spot. Black car with a mission. Now challenging for 3rd. Look at Jesse Hines, also looking racy, Matt. That win gave him a lot of confidence a couple of weeks back.
He is holding his own against Bartkowski. Now coming out of line is Justin Bren. As a Tasmanian devil move there, it does not work. Bartkowski is able to hold on to his track position.
He certainly does. Meanwhile, down the back straightaway, it is the Bren machine and Austin Bessette that have a little dogfight battle going on. Bessette now gets tapped by Saunders, and right there with him is David Arute and Andrew Hayes, the point contenders.
Boy, a little steel cage racing deeper in the field, but Bessette is able to survive. And now David Arute is usually pretty cautious in the early stages of the race. He was able to make a move against the point leader, Andrew Hayes, in car number 9 at the front of the field. The man with the borrowed race car is dominating, storming Norman Sears.
Interestingly enough, we haven't seen that car run among the top 5 cars all season long, but Sears has found some magic. Paul Arute finds the same type of magic to move back into second. Then they're side by side with the Saunders number 4 to the inside, and hugging the outside lane is Provost, but he's starting to back up just a bit.
As Hinze is frozen together with Provost like twin pops as they blast their way off the second corner. Good run so far for Cliff Saunders, and now Provost providing some turbulence. He wants to shoot down low as he tries to M16 his way underneath Cliff Saunders.
Provost now makes his magic on the bottom up to the podium. Who's the tail that wags the dog? It is Jesse Hinze with the 24. Now here comes Bren. Bren making his presence. Austin Bessette trying to stay with him. And remember, when we get close to lap 10, watch for the 28 and the 9. That's where they come on strong in the second half of the event when things start to thin out just a bit, Matt. And I think we're going to see just that.
Trouble for Cliff Saunders as that car is backpedaled all the way to the 8th place position. And in a rarefied atmosphere of the lead is Norm Sears. We are going to have a dogfight for second. Arute is there. Here comes Provost as he tries to wiggle his way underneath that 82 car. So Provost, he's not the kind of driver who will give up.
He certainly is not, and he sees a little daylight, but all of a sudden Paul Arute settles back in to line, and he will still hold on for second. Out in front, Norm Sears, halfway down and halfway to go. Just as I say it, David Arute and Andrew Hayes now make their presence known. They start to reel in competitors among the top 8.
It is time for them to start making a racket, so as they team up to weave through the field, it is Norm Sears still leading. And now Paul Arute, remember, he led a lot of last week's race in a great battle against his brother David. Right now he is doing a great job holding off the very determined Duane Provost. They torpedo their way off the corner, and Paul Arute still has his fingerprints all over second place.
While that's happening, all of a sudden Bren makes his presence known down underneath Jesse Hinze in a bid for the 4th spot. It doesn't happen now. And then the movers and shakers are coming. David Arute, the 28, and the 9 of Andrew Hayes are the point leader. Back up front, challenge for second. They are sideways, they touch, they bang, and back to the stripe they come. And Provost is now back into second.
As he has a giddy up, moving into the number 2 position. Paul Arute able to shut the door on Jesse Hinze in car number 24. Justin Bren has been pretty rowdy. He is now in 4th ahead of Hinze. And a guy to keep an eye on, that is Albert Saunders in car number 04. But he can't keep up with Austin Bessette.
Austin Bessette now setting in the 6th spot. Bessette applying the pressure. All of a sudden, Hayes is moving forward. Car number 9. Austin Bessette gives a tap to the back bumper of Bren. Battle for 4th there. 5 cars like a swarm of bees as they just rattle the nest.
From 4th to 8th, they can fit inside a Pez dispenser. Right now, it is Justin Bren who has the edge over Bessette. Hinze is part of the battle. Hayes is part of the battle. Saunders is part of the battle. So is David Arute. But as they swirl off the corner, Norm Sears, and now making a move is Duane Provost. This is not a done deal with 5 laps to go. Maybe the brightest bullet in the holster belongs to the 88 of Duane Provost.
Provost has been patient so far. The clock is ticking. 5 circuits and counting. Off turn number 4, back to the line they come. Sears is still the leader. Paul Arute doing a great job of holding on in that 3rd spot, and the heat and intensity is there. Here comes Provost to bid for the lead down underneath Sears. Going, gone, Matt. Provost becomes the leader.
He waited for his opportunity, and he was able to crank it up down low. Now making a power move. That's Justin Bren against Paul Arute, and it is Bren. He is able to stampede his way into 3rd, and he's taken Austin Bessette with him.
He sure has, and that is where the magic is as they continue to fight in side-by-side racing. Bessette now wants to move to the podium. Popsicle sticks are up. If anyone's been saving anything, it's got to show now. Bessette on the inside of Bren. Here comes Hayes. He's running for the point championship. He's been smart so far.
And he is able to get underneath Bren to infiltrate the top 4. Austin Bessette, he has a magic wand in his lap. Little 3-wide action deeper in the field. David Arute survives it. Now he's going after Albert Saunders. White flag will be out. Here comes a man with a borrowed race car trying to catch our leader, Duane Provost, and it's not happening. Duane Provost is pulling away.
That's right, final circuit as they head down the back straightaway. Duane Provost in a zone of his own. Sears with a borrowed race car still in second. Austin Bessette on the podium and the point leader closing up the gap ever so slightly. Checkered flag is out and Provost will take down the victory. Norm Sears' borrow ride pays off. Austin Bessette for third, Andrew Hayes for fourth, and Justin Bren to round out the top 5.
Paul Arute hangs on for 6th. David Arute finishes 7th. Albert Saunders 8th. Jesse Hines 9th. And Glen Bartkowski will round out our top 10.
Cliff Saunders will finish in 11th. Chris Cook will finish in 12th. Joe Nojic will finish in 13th. And Robert Surdell to round out the top 14.
And we check out the standings. Andrew Hayes will still be leading, but his lead will be cut by 8 points. So next week it will be almost a dead heat between Hayes and Provost.
So Duane Provost has done it. He'll head to Napa Victory Lane. Norm Sears, the story of the night, the borrowed race car, and awesome Austin Bessette to round out the top 3. Coming up next will be our Dare stocks. Following them, the SK Modifieds and the late model feature event. You know, right now, a $1.50 hot dog would be mighty tasty. Where else but here at the Stafford Motor Speedway? Now we send it down to Napa Victory Lane. It looks like Connor Sullivan.
Another dominating performance in the second half of this race for Duane Provost as he climbs out of car number 88, celebrating yet another victory on the season here in the limited late models. Duane, you were patient getting up to the front, but when you saw an opportunity, it looked like you went for it.
Yeah, I tried to be as as good-natured as I could getting up there. It's really tough getting up there, and we didn't have any restarts, so it was just one shot, and was able to do it and get my 3rd victory this year. It's been a great year. I hope it continues. We got a bunch of weeks left, and I can't wait to finish out the season.
Who would you like to thank for getting you to Napa Victory Lane?
I want to thank Jolly Joe K from Coelho, JollyOK.com, Coelho for coming on board. He hooked me up a couple weeks ago, and he's been stopping by every week, a little bit of money, and been helping out great. I want to thank Gus Coelho, my primary sponsor, for helping me out in the pits and also helping me out with tires. And I want to thank my Aunt Joyce and Uncle Tom for helping me out. Also, they sent me a little money our way. And of course, my family for all the support, and Donnie at Rad for the engine, and Buzzy for the transmission and rear end, and of course Barry Fluckinger for the great setup.
Okay, that's the word from our winner tonight in the limited late models, Duane Provost. But the man who stole the show tonight in a borrowed race car, essentially, Norm Sears. Talk about the nights in really the last week.
Yeah, it's been a rough week at the shop. Moral's been really down, but I can't thank enough for Barry, all the guys back at the shop. We're gonna come back. It might take us a year or so, but I can't thank Don, Mike, Kelsey, all the guys from Don's Home Improvement, and for letting me borrow their car tonight. If anybody knows Kelsey, this car pretty much, he's a small guy. I'm a big boy. We had to do some work for me to fit in this, and I can't thank those guys enough. And it tells you 4 brand new tires against beginning of the season tires. If we had some more rubber, we'd be pretty good.
I'm sure there's a lot of sponsors that you'd like to get in for both your teams.
Yeah, I got to thank Rad Auto Machine, Don's Home Improvement, Hebron Harvest Fest is coming up in a few weeks, Arute Electric, Wilderness Lake Campground. I can't thank everybody enough. It's FRC Chassis and Hair Trends. Thank you.
Well, great nights for our runner-up finisher, Norm Sears, coming back from adversity, as we will bring in our third-place finisher who made a great storm up to the podium, Austin Bessette. Talk about your night out there.
Well, starting on the inside, I thought we had a pretty good shot. The inside line just didn't go. I don't know who slowed up or not, but I saw that Jesse Hines passed me on the outside. I was like, that's not normal. But during the heat race, our shifter handle broke off, so I got to thank my dad for fixing that up. And we just stormed our way to the front and fought hard. Got to thank, congrats to Duane, and got to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, my girlfriend Sam for support. Brick and More, my main sponsor, Mainline Heating, Casey's Cafe, John the Jackman, and Napa Italian.
All right, that's the story from our limited late model podium, as we will send it back to the tower.
Car number 15, Johnson Motorsports. The driver is Doug Kobe.
The Jones Brothers Racing, number 39, Chris Jones.
In the purple 00, Tommy Membrino Jr.
Field is set. They rumble off turn number 4. Showtime. SK Modified Style. They head down into turn 1. Galko on the inside. Avery on the outside. Black automobiles, Avery with the advantage. Outside, here comes the Bulldog. Down the back straightaway, Burt is up to second.
Eric Burt looked unbelievable on the outside. Galko trying to hold on, but sitting on his lap is Keith Rocco, and Rocco very easily moves into the top 3.
Rocco is a man possessed to get to the front and get there early. Meanwhile, Cipriano moves into the top 4. Outside lane is Racy. Williams is showing that. A little further back, so is it Foster. Little jingle. Traffic action off turn number 4. Woody Pitkat got bounced around a bit. He gathers it back, and they're back up on the wheel.
Michael Jarvis doing a good job. He is in 5th, and trying to make it happen underneath Galko is Ronnie Williams, but not enough energy to complete the move. Michael Jarvis invading the top 5.
Meanwhile, going around goes Bolles. That sets off the ripple effect. Todd Owen gets the Timex timely move of the night in that one, and the 57 of Chase Dowling has a flat right front tire. It all happened when Bolles got crossed up and out of shape. Contact was made there as well. We'll set the field for you. 3 laps into this event. Dan Avery is the leader. Eric Burt, the Bulldog, is second. Keith Rocco setting in 3rd. Cipriano is in the 4th spot. And rounding out the top 5 is Michael Jarvis. Galko from the lead back to 6th. Ronnie Williams is 7th. Rowan Pennink is 8th. Sean Foster is 9th. And Ryan Preece is 10th.
Ryan Preece pretty determined as he was 3 wide before the yellow came out. He had a pretty good lead in the point standings, but the last 2 weeks he has finished 12th and 19th to fall out of the top spot. The most consistent driver of the season, Ted Christopher. His last 4 outings, he has finished 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 2nd. So Ted Christopher has 4 podium finishes in a row, including a victory.
And let's go down to Chase Dowling's pit area. Tony Sutton is there.
Yeah, Chase sits anxiously in the seat as they're trying to get all the lug nuts on. A little bit of delay on the right front tire. No issues with the suspension or steering or the geometry, and Chase is down and away.
So Chase Dowling is back on there. That was a report brought to you by Flamingo Motorsports, and all of our pit reporters get around there courtesy of the Flamingo Motorsports Mule.
Yes, and if you're in the market for whether it's a motorcycle, a snowmobile, recreational vehicle, any of the above, Flamingo Motorsports, Munson, Palmer, Mass. 3 laps of 40, just getting heated up in this one. The SK Modifieds, the talk of motorsports. Let's see what's going to happen as they rumble off turn number 4, and Avery with the advantage again, Max.
And Eric Byrne trying to hang with him on the outside. Byrne all over him like mortar on a brick. But look at Rocco exploding on the inside. Joey Cipriano is right there to round out the top 4.
What a difference a lap makes. All of a sudden, here's Rowan Pennink in this mix as well. Ryan Preece is pushing Pennant through. Another mover and shaker is Todd Owen. Owen goes around Foster, now sets his sights on Jervis. Down the back straightaway, a combination of about 19 can move to the front of the field.
Here comes Preece operating against the back bumper of Rowan Pennink. Dan Avery has dropped off to second, and Eric Byrne is holding him on. Look at Cipriano on the outside. Cipriano said before the race, the car is either too tight or too loose. They haven't found a happy medium. Maybe they have found it tonight.
Meanwhile, further back in the field, Christopher is trying to make his presence known on Galko. He follows Todd Owen around the Galko machine. Cipriano back up on the wheel. The Bulldog Byrne is still the star of the show.
Here comes Christopher attacking the 81 of Todd Owen. So Ryan Preece really moving his way through the field, Ben.
He sure is, and so is it Rowan Pennink. Pennink started this event in the 14th position. In less than 6 laps, he's into the top 5. Another good side-by-side race. Further back, Christopher and Owen. Meanwhile, look just in front of them. Preece is stuck on the inside lane, and all of a sudden, moving to the front is Williams now. He's making his presence known. Cipriano drifts back just a bit.
Yeah, he was in second a moment ago, and now he is drifted back into 6th. Battle for the lead. Avery wants the top spot back, trying to excavate his way underneath Byrne, and the Bulldog on the outside groove is able to hold him off.
9 circuits up on the board, clawing his way. The Bulldog still trying to set the pace. Meanwhile, Avery takes it in deep. Trouble now. We've got one around on the bottom. Membrino will bring out the yellow.
Hollywood Membrino in the 79 car bringing out the yellow. Also another car is stranded a little deeper in the field.
That is the 00, the other Membrino car.
So both the Membrinos involved, the 00 and the 79 cousins.
9 circuits into this 40-lap event.
Wow, Eric Byrne is really driving the wheels off that car on the outside, isn't he? I would say when it comes to drivers who run the outside consistently, you got Ryan Preece, you got Todd Owen, and you have to put Eric Byrne into that very exclusive club.
You sure do. And all of a sudden tonight, we talk about confidence from a week ago, the biggest payday in the history of SK Modified Racing. Starting 14th was Rowan Pennink. In less than 6 circuits, he moved into the top 3.
There was never a question that that car was fast. The question was keeping it out of pit road because they had all kinds of problems, mechanical problems, wrecks, and it was like that car was snake bit. He must have looked like a Marlon Perkins there. But last week they were able to put together 100 pain-free laps to get the win. And Jimmy Fuller, he said the one thing he wanted to do, he's a crew chief of the 99, just finish a race. Well, they finished it with $5,000 added to their wallets. So that was a pretty good finish.
It certainly was. And we also got to look a little further back in this one. Doug Colby, last week in the 100-lapper, he wasn't a factor at all. Mechanical problems took him out of contention. He is also coming on pretty strong here tonight as well. He started in the 18th position, and Doug Colby's up to the 7th spot now.
The 2 drivers I would have to describe as steady. We haven't seen maybe their best game yet, as it is Ted Christopher and Sean Foster. It's time for another Flamingo Motorsports report. In the Membrino pit is Connor Sullivan.
Well, down here in the Tony Membrino pit, as he's already taken the helmet and gloves off, crew is taking the hood off the car. A lot of smoke coming from underneath the engine. Looks like a very serious problem with the motor. As Tony's about to get out of the car, and we'll try to get a word with him shortly here. Back upstairs.
So we have a break in the action on lap number 9. And Eric Burt has been living a charmed life on that power groove on the outside.
You know, Eric Burnt is a real talent of running in this S-Game modified division, but he hasn't had any luck, Matt, and we've pointed that out so many times.
And
before
last
here.
week, I think, was the most obvious example where he had a fast car and nowhere to show for it. Let's go back for another Flamingo Motorsports report as Connor Sullivan is standing by with the other Membrino.
Well, actually still down here in the 79 with Tony as he's just climbed out of the car briefly. Now he's getting back in. They're going to wheel the car back around, and it is confirmed engine failure on the 79 car. They are done for the night.
Well, that's a heartbreaker there, and you can see the...
There's Tommy at the rear of the field, so he was able to make it back out, but his cousin was not as fortunate as his dad, Tony Membrino, won a lot of pro stock races.
Yes, he did.
Especially his favorite track was the old Riverside Park Speedway. And, of course, the patriarch of the family, Tony Membrino, who still looks great. And he won a lot of races. I think his best track was the old Playville Stadium, but he won races all over Connecticut.
Sure did. Work still continues by the family Ford of Enfield safety services crew down in turn number 1. They're going to bring the cars down through what's the old left-right course here to make sure they continue to be able to massage the Speedy Dry into the racing surface. Not too late to Facebook us, by the way.
Now remember, we want your input. As tell us what you're thinking, what your comments are. As all you have to do is tweet us and at Stafford Speedway, and we want to hear from you. Check your tickets. Our Facebook winner here is a winning number 108788. 108788, and the Twitter winner is Alyssa Baker. So please report to the office, Alyssa Baker. And the Facebook winner is 108788. So 10, that's Dan Avery. 87, Joey Farino. And 88, Keith Rocco. Easy number to remember.
Sure is. Let's set the field for you again. 9 laps up on the board. They are back on the racetrack now with the surface being massaged in the Speedy Dry. And Eric Byrne, of course, will make up the front row with Dan Avery. Row number 2 will be Keith Rocco and Rowan Pennink. Row 3, Ryan Priest and Joey Cipriano. Row 4 will be Ronnie Williams and Ted Christopher. Row 5 will be Todd Owen and Sean Foster. Row 6 will be Doug Colby and Woody Pitkat. Row 7, Matt Galko and Michael Jervis. Row number 8, Frank Rocco and Zach Sylvester.
Well, we expected Frank Rocco maybe to get up to the front a little quicker than he has, as he is languishing near the bottom half of the field. Michael Jarvis got off to a great start. He has dropped off the pace. So some guys to keep an eye on definitely would be Zach Sylvester in the 51 and the 91 of Frank Rocco. We expect them to make their presence known. But right now, it's Eric Byrne at the front of the field. He's got to be thinking about Dan Avery. Dan Avery got a win last year, looking for his first win of the season. And the same could be said for Eric Byrne.
Let's see what's going to happen as we're about ready to get him fired back up off turn number 4. Looking the field over. Josh Manfredo stares him down. Snap of the wrist. The green is out. Good start. Eric Byrne has the lead. Avery goes again to the outside, Matt. Here comes Rocco back up to 3.
And Rocco looks strong on the inside. Also making a move on the inside is Ryan Priest in car number 2, Priest Lightning. And the man hanging tough on the outside. You got to give a lot of credit to Rowan Pennink. Right now he is pounding up the racetrack. And here comes Avery taking a legitimate shot at the lead, and Eric Byrne.
While that's happening, here comes Rowan Pennink to the outside of Keith Rocco. Ryan Priest waiting in the wings. Cipriano, Williams, Christopher, throw a little Owen in the mix, and Foster. Avery back in command of the event. Byrne isn't done yet. Here comes Rowan Pennink. Still a factor. Rocco stuck on the inside lane. Priest is coming to the front.
So able to blur his way into the lead on lap number 12, Dan Avery. Byrne trying to cannonball his way on the bottom, but he has to worry about Rowan Pennink. Pennink making a move on the outside. Bourdon has a spot. Trailing him by about the width of a snowflake is Rowan Pennink.
They come back off turn number 4. Pennink back into third. Rocco bounced around a bit down underneath Priest. Priest now back up to the 4th spot. Deuce is wild. Car number 2 coming to the front. Look a little further back. Double file racing. Foster is down underneath Cipriano, and it looks like Williams is there, and so is it Todd Owen.
When Rowan Pennink got to the inside groove, good things happened. He was able to get by Eric Burt and maneuver his way into second. Trying to make the identical move to Xerox, it is Ryan Priest. A little Priest lightning coming out of turn number 4 as Priest is moved by Burt to infiltrate the top 3.
Ryan Priest on the podium, but third just isn't good enough. Here comes Rowan Pennink. Bottom shot move. Avery knows he's there. Going, gone. Rowan Pennink. Now, again, the leader of the event, showing it was no fluke. He won the big payday.
And that's what happens when you can keep the car on the track and out of the paddock area. Rowan Priest, he has some muscle as they launch their way off the 4th turn. Rowan Pennink is in command. Keith Rocco, he has been up among the big boys all race long, running a strong 4th. And right behind him, Ron Williams, another great run by the rookie from Ellington.
Williams now, all of a sudden, look at Rocco. Makes a bold move, takes over the 3rd spot from Dan Avery. Avery settles back into the 4th position. Now, moving forward is Sean Foster. Foster making his presence known. Look at the Bulldog. Burt back up front, bid for the lead.
Bottom shot, Ryan Priest. Pennink on the outside. Here comes Priest. Has the leverage on the bottom. They rabble-rouse their way. Coming off of turn number 1. Dead even. Slight advantage by the length of a whisker. It is Rowan Pennink.
Rowan Pennink in command. This time, half of the event is history. 20 laps into the record books. We saved the best for the second half.
Ted Christopher having a good run. He is in 6th. Remember, he is your point leader. Let's see if Ryan Priest mounts another charge. He loads up, but Pennink has that area well guarded. So a good job by Pennink, protecting the low lane in turn 3.
5 cars have strung it out at the point. Williams is the bottom of the top 5. Meanwhile, 6th spot is Christopher. Here comes Burt with a crossover move. Down underneath Ted Christopher. That's the battle for position number 6. Foster right there. Looks like Woody Pitkat is his contenders as they continue to rumble off turn number 4.
Frank Rocco having a good run in car number 99. As he didn't stay backwards for very long, he has come up into the big picture. Rowan Pennink still leading, but now there are 2 contenders behind him. Priest and Rocco. Also within striking distance, Avery and Williams. But it is Sean Foster trying to make a move down low. And it looks like he is on the verge of getting underneath Woody Pitkat.
While Burt tries to work over Ted Christopher, double file racing back up front for the 4th spot as now Williams moves down underneath Dan Avery.
Ronnie Williams seems to be good every week when he can keep that car healthy. Here comes Priest out of line, making a do-or-die move. They Knievel their way off the corner. Pennink still has plenty of energy on the outside, and he holds off both Priest and Rocco.
Pennink still guards the spot. Priest is there, can't do it yet. Here comes Rocco. Now to contend, Williams shakes off Dan Avery. Williams is up to the 4th spot. Back off turn number 4. Pennink, still the star of the show. 26 of 40 now complete. Here comes Keith Rocco again to the outside of Ryan Priest.
They run side by side again, and Rocco leaves him in the dust as Rocco devours Ryan Priest to move into 2nd place.
Rocco is a man possessed to get to the number 1 spot. He currently runs in the tire tracks of Rowan Pennink. Further back in the field, Woody Pitkat, Burt, and Christopher are now struggling. That's the battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Christopher doing a good job holding his own as it is Burt trapped on the outside, and trying to shuffle his way underneath him is Woody Pitkat. And Pitkat has some power.
He sure does. He is able to pull alongside. Woody Pitkat now starts to make his presence known off the turn. This time when they come back to the line, 10 laps to go. All of a sudden, the margin between second and third is starting to close. But the rabbit away from the dogs is Rowan Pennink.
Yeah, Pennink leads by a school bus right now, but Ben, do you think he can hold on to that big lead over the final 10 laps? You got to figure that Rocco and Priest still have at least 1 or 2 more bullets left in their chamber.
Good battle between Woody Pitkat and Ted Christopher. That is the battle for the 6th and 7th spot. They have been side by side for the last 3 laps, Matt, and nobody's giving an inch.
Christopher with a slight advantage by about a cookie crumb as they streak across the line, and now Pitkat moves in. So Woody Pitkat has saved something for the final laps. He is in the 6th position. Now watch Rocco made a nice move against Priest, and let's see if he can corral that number 99 car of Rowan Pennink.
While all that's been happening, Williams, the youngster, is starting to reel in on Ryan Priest and Keith Rocco. 32 laps up on the board. Jones is off the pace. He's heading down pit road. Priest, if he's been saving anything, he's got to show it soon, because Williams has not only reeled him in, but he's now applying the pressure.
Yeah, he is putting some heat on the back bumper of Ryan Priest's car. A distant 5th right now is Dan Avery. Eric Burke, he has had a lot of fun tonight. Right now he's holding off Woody Pitkat for 6th place. Coming out of nowhere, Frank Rocco to make a dive bomb move against Sean Foster.
He tries just about everything. It just doesn't happen, as they're still side by side in the battle there. 34, count them down. When they come to the line, the high 5 will be given.
Here comes Priest making a move against Rocco, and Priest Lightning is back in 2nd by a very slender margin.
He is back to 2nd, but will the event run out of time for Priest to catch Rowan Pennink, looking for back-to-back victories? He took the biggest payday, and now he wants to deposit more in the bank.
And Priest with a slender lead by about a toenail over Keith Rocco. Ronnie Williams refuses to fold. He is looking for racing room underneath Keith Rocco. Ronnie Williams trying to make the podium for the 2nd time this year.
Off the turn. It is Priest still in 2nd. Rocco and Williams. Williams now goes to the outside of Rocco. Tries a crossover. Now Priest was not on the gas as quick that time, Matt. And now Williams is still right there.
Well, the best way for Keith Rocco to protect 3rd is to try to move into 2nd down to the final 2 laps. Can Rowan Pennink hold it together for the 2nd straight week? Ryan Priest, as long as he is running well, it is never a done deal.
It certainly is not. We worked their way back off turn number 4. White flag is out. Looks like it might be easy for Rowan Pennink, but not easy for Keith Rocco and Ronnie Williams in that podium finish for 3rd. What a battle there.
So it is tooth and nail for 3rd. Here comes Williams making a move down low. Roller coaster against Kid Rock. Pennink is on his way to the winner's circle.
Pennink takes down the win. Priest in for 2nd. The story is the battle for 3rd. We'll check timing and scoring, but there is no question about it. Rowan Pennink will finish as the winner of the event, 2 for 2. And Ryan Priest, a day late and $1 short to finish in 2nd.
Well, according to the scoring monitor that we have in the booth, it's Keith Rocco who is in 3rd, and it's on the board to make it official. Ronnie Williams just misses a podium by a particle. He finishes 4th, and Dan Avery, a good run for him after last week, finishing in the top 5.
Eric Burke will finish a strong 6th. Woody Pitkat for 7th. Ted Christopher to finish in 8th. Frank Rocco for 9th. And Sean Foster to round out the top 10.
Chase Dowling recovered from that flat tire to finish 11th. Doug Colby 12th. Todd Owen 13th. Zach Sylvester 14th, and Michael Jarvis Jr. finishing 15th.
16th spot goes to Tommy Bolles. Joey Cipriano is 17th. Matt Galko is 18th. Tommy Membrino is 19th. And Kurt Brainerd, a disappointing 20th.
Then it was Chris Jones 21st, and Tony Membrino Jr., Hollywood, the first car out on lap number 9. So what a difference a healthy car makes. As all season long, something happened to car number 99. The only people who knew that car was fast and was capable of winning, crew chief Jimmy Fuller, car owners Kelly Iverson and Bob Hitchcock, and the driver Rowan Pennink. Nobody else had a clue because they couldn't keep it on the track. Right now, they're in Napa Victory Lane with Tony Sutton.
Well, the pilot of the 99 unstrapping the safety gear, getting a little bit of water to replenish what he's lost over those 40 laps, and Rowan Pennink, the Hans device is off. He should be out of the car momentarily after a dominating race for this number 9 SK Modified. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Rowan Pennink, out of the car. Victory flag in his hand, and the celebration begins. Well, it started out being interesting, but you just kind of put it in overdrive and drove away from the rest of the field. You had him by about 8 lengths.
Yeah, I just like last week, I couldn't ask for a better car. Jimmy Fuller and Bob and Kelly Hitchcock prepared me another awesome car to be able to come from 14th and win like that again this weekend. Got to thank Mike Pettit. This motor is unbelievable. Got to thank Hoosier Tire and everyone on this whole race team. Amazing job, 2 in a row. I'm so proud of this 99 team.
One of the things that I think you should probably have in the back of your mind is the strategies that you gain each week when you perform well is to put them in the notebook for the following week.
Yeah, definitely. You learn something new each week. And, you know, like I said last week, this 99 car has been a top-notch car every week. We just haven't been able to show it with the luck we had, and it's finally starting to show through now.
Roland, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Well, another outstanding performance. We can find the camera right here. That number 2 car's pretty quick, but he had just a little bit more on you. But a good race for you guys.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. You know, second place. It was a good run, and you know we're making gains at it. We'll just keep on continue to get it better and better, and we're having fun. So I can't thank my sponsors enough. Sullivan and Sons Party. I keep telling them they have to set up a pong table outside the track before everything goes. You know, kind of like a tailgate party. But them guys, Earl Pelletier Concrete, Sullivan Sons, Mr. and Mrs. Poulin for this awesome horsepower Pettit engines, Race Electronics, Mizzy Construction, just everybody involved, Spectral Race Oils, and everybody, you know, I'm real happy. Napa of Canton Auto Supply, and, you know, if I forgot anybody else, thank you for everything you do for this car, and we're looking forward to coming back next week.
Ryan, congratulations on second spot.
Thanks.
Well, they call you Kid Rock, but I don't think you're a kid anymore, but you sure do rock out on that racetrack. That was I think it was a 1/10 or 1/100th of a second. I'm not sure which, but that was really close at the line.
Yeah, it was really close. You know, I got on the outside of Ryan there and just tried to battle and keep the position, but he got under me, and you know, we're getting closer and closer every week. Before you know it, we'll be back in victory lane.
Well, congratulations. You're on the podium, 3rd place. We're about halfway through the season. A lot of points being accumulated. You got your work to do to win this championship.
Yeah, you know, we got a ways to go, but I got to thank Wheeler's Auto, John and Maynard Fano, Mr. Reuter Plumbing, Benny Beadle, and just our whole team.
Pete, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps it up from down here in Victory Lane. Celebration still going on for the winners, and